that is the sound of my childhood. And if you're in your 30s, I suspect it's the sound of yours too. My name is Patrick Rash, and I'm here to talk to you about the game that defined me. Of course, I'm talking about Goldeneye 007 for Nintendo 64. This game defined my childhood. I have distinct memories of running home from school, trying to get to my friend's house before everybody else so I could claim a controller, and I didn't want to get that third-party Mad Catz controller that had way too many buttons that always made you lose. You know, it was always the controller's fault, it was never your fault. When this game was first released, most first-person shooters were basically PC only. This was really the first one that came to consoles that showed you could have a fun, engaging experience for console players in a first-person shooter genre. This game came out in 1997, which was 2 years after the movie that it was based on came out, and pretty much the story mode was just you played directly through the movie, but nobody really cared about that. The real meat of this game, the real reason why it's such a legend is because of the multiplayer. It was true four-person multiplayer, split screen, old school style, all your friends in one room screaming at each other, hating each other, ruining friendships. But you know, that was the best part. I really miss that about the gaming of today, the multiplayer gaming of today. I like being in the room with my friends, and that was such a big part of why that game is so special to me. Every friend group had their own set of rules. We used to play slappers only, we used to play sniper rifles in the cave, you know, remote mines in the facility, pretty much anything we could think of to spice it up after years and years of playing. But you know, we never tired of this game. You were never allowed to pick Oddjob. It was just cheap no matter what. He was too short, you could never land a headshot on him. I always wanted to be James Bond. All the characters are pretty much exactly the same, but something about James Bond just made me feel better. When the game was first released, it had 5 multiplayer modes: License to Kill, Normal, You Only Live Twice, Flag Tag, and Man with the Golden Gun. Man with the Golden Gun was always my favorite. There was just a gun hidden in the map somewhere, and the first person to find it could kill anybody in one shot. And the only way that you could get that gun back is if you killed them first. And for an added twist in that mode, the Man with the Golden Gun couldn't pick up any body armor, so he was a little bit easier to kill if you could surprise him, you know, because he could still kill you in one shot. But everybody else could have body armor, so basically it was just ganging up on the person with the golden gun to make sure that you could get it before they could get it, or you could get it before all your friends could get it, and then you were the one everyone was terrified of. And so basically you were always hiding until you could get a clear shot and kill your friends. Which, I mean, it's pretty awesome. I love the tenseness of having to only get one shot off before you're dead. Usually I don't like that kind of stuff, especially in Fortnite now. I feel like, you know, I get jumped and I'm dead. But something about Man with the Golden Gun and just the physics of that game and the way you could hide and the way you could sneak up on somebody and the fact that you got one shot and you could kill him instantly, that was such a rush. This game is legend. They released it in 2010 as a re-imaging. You know, it wasn't great. It doesn't really hold up when you think about it. But I love it anyway, you know? It was such a piece of who I was as a gamer. You know, it really made me love first-person shooter games when I was a kid. I kind of fell off of it until Overwatch, but I just distinctly remember the way that game made me feel, you know, how awesome it was to kill somebody. You know, I don't like Call of Duty. I think it's all kind of crazy that everyone has the same weapons and you're just blowing each other away in 2 shots. You know, you really had to work for it when you were on Goldeneye. This game is frequently cited as one of the best games of all time, and I'm pretty sure you all know why. You don't need me to explain it to you. And word on the street is Nintendo filed a patent for the Nintendo 64 simulator like they did with the Super Nintendo and regular Nintendo, and I guarantee Goldeneye is going to be splashed all over that box. It better be the biggest image they have. You know, Mario Kart and Mario 64 were amazing games too, but this really was the game that sold that console for me. I remember playing those other games, but Goldeneye, I spent years playing with my friends. There's no game I went back to more and more, and there's no game I missed from my childhood more than Goldeneye 007. And I'm pretty sure you guys probably agree with me. I would love to hear your thoughts on Goldeneye. I'm sure there's some stories out there. I'd love to know some of the rules that you and your friends group came up with. These are mine. Those are just some of the ones I can remember for now, but I'm sure there were tons more. I would just love to hear y'all's opinions and what that game means to you, because it really means something to me.